to another week at the Hydeout here. We got all things covering MCU, DCU, and some anime today. We're touching all our bases. Super excited for the show today. We got news, again, both spectrums, and then we're going to be covering anime today. Claymore. Been one that he's mentioned like
a few times.
Yeah, a whole lot. So one of his favorites. So I'm excited to cover that. And then again, it may be on y'all's radar. I don't know. Again, you said it's like a underrated,
it's a
anime.
very underappreciated anime.
Okay. So and then it's a different realm of anime. I've been doing like a lot of power sets, etc. This one's again horror.
It's a bit horror,
sci-fi, and then like something else. It was like the little warning on the end, nudity, all that stuff. I was just like, so I was like, oh, okay, sci-fi, mystical or something like that. So pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited. But yeah. So first things, you got some news yet, or you want to go with your news first, and then
let me double check the news I got.
I got a few, so I'll let you go first.
Okay, there was one rumor about the Daredevil Born Again.
Okay.
Supposedly they want everybody from the Netflix series all to show back up.
Still be in canon, right?
So they're gonna bring back Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and they said that Punisher was almost a definite 100%, but the other ones are still there.
He's in the show. Yeah,
but
cool.
That's the one I saw. The other one that kind of made me upset, and I saw it, and I made even my wife is like, what? Because I saw it, I was like, no, why?
Sheer disgust.
But supposedly, again, this one is a rumor, but Franklin Richards is supposed to be appearing.
Oh, I think I saw that.
That was in Avengers Doomsday, and I was just like, now you're just throwing out there. You're just messing with my head now, because I mean, you already discussed the whole Fantastic Four being in the 60s, supposedly, and then I'm like, well, how are they supposed to be involved now? And then we're like, oh, it's I think that too. Along those lines, they said that supposedly the TVA is going to be involved. With it.
Saw that, yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so y'all pulling them from time, going to put them over here. So why do they look so old in the 60s?
But apparently they're going to hang on to that that thing where the anchor being. Yeah. So they're apparently going to make some timeline multiversal arc, right? Is that the news you're reading? Yep. So
I was just like, I don't know about this first.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, where is someone to put out these fires? Like,
for real. Where's the James Gunn for this now? Because we need Kevin Feige to come in here and be like, no, maybe
calm down. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, yeah, exactly. When he confirmed what we were talking about, that was my next piece of news. But I had a lot of that same news. So the Luke Cage, everything. Yeah. So apparently they're gonna mention them somewhere. So they're gonna bring them canon. They already mentioned it. I think we even covered it on the show how those characters were canon somehow due to Daredevil mentioning it in She-Hulk or something like that, right? And so it was a lot of already getting that, but now it's confirmed. And now I'm trying to wonder, are they going to do again street level stuff, because they're talking about Kingpin, all that stuff. So again, they were wanting to bring Spider-Man to a street level, neighborhood Spider-Man, so interested. I'm interested, but again, I saw that, I was like, okay.
I just didn't care for what's the name
Iron
as
Fist.
Danny Rand. I couldn't even finish it. I didn't even finish that season.
The dragon alone just turned me off.
Dude, I love dragons. His acting turned me away. Let's get that right.
So as we were saying, yes, what's his name? Brand, right?
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand. There you go. Yeah. Gotta give him another shot, man. Maybe it was the writing. You know what I mean? There's a lot.
He'll get a shot. Hopefully, it's by Punisher
to end the series. So as we were talking about, we needed Kevin Feige to shut down the rumors. One of the rumors that we had covered on the show was that what was it? How about a month or so ago? It was recent.
What rumor?
This one right here. So it was saying that Kevin Feige and Bob Iger or Iger were pulling back, and we were kind of wondering what the heck happened. We were like, whoa, they're still pumping out a lot.
Yeah.
It was after 2025. So Kevin Feige came on to say that, it will turn out after 2025, the projects will slow down and it will go down to 2 films and 3 series after 2025. So next year we're going to get that pump of, all that they've been showing. Ironheart, what is it?
Yeah,
Eyes of Wakanda,
Daredevil, Ironheart. What was that other one? Marvel Zombies wasn't announced.
It was Marvel Zombies.
But the date wise?
No, it was just October 2025. But nonetheless, it's a project.
Yeah.
So
there's a bunch of projects coming out next year.
So I'm we've talked about it. I'm excited for it. We believe ourselves that we discussed it. That it was oversaturated. That it was it is a burnout, but in a way, if you're invested as like we are. It's still interesting to us, you know what I mean? But again, we have your, big fails like Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That, killed us. Like,
Secret Invasion, if it wasn't for this pod, I think would have killed it for me. Like from there on, every Marvel thing after that would have been done.
Do not talk to me about Marvel.
I think if it wasn't for this, I probably would have been out. Like that's when I would have washed my hands of it. Because I don't think I could have handled anymore. Because that was failure. It was just so bad.
That's funny. So
like the writing alone, but then the rings on the hand, and I'm just like,
I talked to some people about that. They're like, "Oh, he's that guy." I was like, "Yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy."
What does that mean?
Two practice. We're talking about supernatural beings, space people, and you mad about some rings.
Look, I'm gonna suspend my disbelief for a minute, but then when you start messing it up a little too much, like,
tell me rings are a part of DNA. That's
for real. Okay, no, real quick then. Have you seen the new Captain America: Brave New World trailer?
So you're the one that should believe Captain America's leg should be broken?
First off, he's over here traveling Mach speed, lands, and it's not even like a regular. He does a superhero landing, so that knee just. And all the way right here is like that leg is strained. And then he's like, "Oh, wait for it. Like, I'm all cool." And then the blast comes out. No, that blast came on you too. That's on you. That's on these.
So why don't you think that it would happen to Iron Man that has
his suit absorbed it? He has a vibranium suit, which might be why people be like, "Oh, that's how he."
That's what I was.
But I'm like, the vibranium, like Iron Man's suit, he didn't just. Stop! Like there was that one time I think where he did.
What
like
if he has sneakers 2.0 You know?
No, he don't have. They absorb sound, and it wasn't even a whole bunch of sound. It just made it like quiet.
It absorbed the sonic boom.
Oh my gosh! Nah, that was horrible. Like, I saw that and I was like,
But his suit is pretty dope.
His suit is. I think it's the vibranium. Oh wait, was that his vibranium suit that he did it in or not?
I'm assuming because he had the vibranium mask to, take in, all that, speed that he was going in. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because he was going in the air at that time. Yeah. He had the steel. If you look at the steel shot, it has the A on there. Original helmet and everything. It looks like a pilot's mask.
Yeah.
And then
if he had the mask, then it is the vibranium suit. And I'll halfway want to give it a pass. It just like
I think he's not fighting Red Hulk in the vibranium suit.
That's what. Although I still don't like the fact that he cut the car in half.
You don't? Oh, because of him.
And he jumped.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Him as a body, and then all that flame and metal,
and the one wing cut that whole car in half. I'm like, the wing didn't even look like it touched the car. It looked like he just did a flip.
Practicalities.
It just bothers me. It's upsetting.
So there's that. There's that. But Brave New World. So no more saturation. We're hopefully gonna get better writing, better. I'm hoping time on graphics on those things of those natures. You know what I mean? Like thinking of the long run.
If Agatha didn't teach us anything, I think practical effects should be making a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, if y'all tuned in on those shows, we found out the face of Aubrey Plaza was practical. A lot of the effects were practical. Yeah. So, actual water was used. They were actually, not drowned, but, flooded out, stuff like that. So, again, that comes in the big effects, honestly. Like I said, we were even brought our friend and we talked about Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk. All of those, graphics were, practical. All that stuff was, in real time. So they got, genuinely shocked. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, to keep in line with MCU, this is funny. I know you're not going to like it, but I think it's hilarious. Ryan Reynolds says that Marvel is obsessed with Channing Tatum's Gambit. And so they're in the same situation I went through. They want it in the works, but they just don't know, how to bring it into action. You know what I mean? Like, so that little deleted scene where you see the Disney sparkle ring, they're apparently going to bring them into, the timeline somehow.
I'm slightly upset by it, only because the voice acting was kind of rough. But at the same time, I'm like, that's how he is, for real. So I'm like, there's pull back a little bit, but still keep that energy.
I've already watched it I don't know how many times I've seen that show already. I put it on November 12th. I watched it twice. Damn. I was on that day I watched it twice. So it was pretty funny. There's that one. Then I'll save that one. I'll save that for the coup de grace. So then the other one, I guess Brad Winderbaum is the director of the Ironheart show. So he reveals that the suit of Ironheart is 100% practical, and they wanted to use techniques that go back to the Iron Man film, like
the original.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited now. I showed a picture of the shoot a couple times. So on that little teaser or whatever. I'm kind of excited. Again,
I mean, that'll be interesting.
I don't know much about the villain Hood. It shows him in the red hood. He's got 2 pistols. He's got, I think, super strength or something like that. Interesting. Again, I wonder if it's going to tie into Wakanda. There's again, Eyes of Wakanda series. There's Black Panther still in the mix somewhere with the, multiverse. So yeah. But the coup de grace, which I'm excited for, I think you will be too, honestly. Kevin Feige was asked about the future of the Scarlet Witch, and all I can say, quote Kevin Feige, all I can say is that we're excited to find out when and how she can come back. Mic drop. No,
I mean, I'm interested because having somebody as powerful as the Scarlet Witch involved, but not keeping her, is kind of, it's a little hard to do. But I already saw some article saying that fans are upset that she's coming back, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, she was really good as her character. I mean, and when she does come back, most likely she won't be affected by the Darkhold, which means she could do, the whole redemption arc and stuff, and then she could help Billy find Tommy if that's still going on.
But would you want that, or would you want the? Why is my mic so hot? Testing. Sorry. Or would you want the end of X-Men, the end of Mutants arc, the
House of M?
House of X. Oh, House of M. Sorry.
House of M. Shoot. In order to have House of M, you need to have mutants first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, would you be glad to get all our X-Men, do all that jazz? Get since the next era is going to be heavily on X-Men, as we've talked about. Would you want that to be its culmination?
That's going to be so many movies in. It depends on how long she's willing to play the character.
True. That's a 15-year.
That's
another 15-year.
Yeah, that's a long thing because you have to have a decent amount of X-Men, people affected by the X-Men, and then being able to eradicate all of them. I think there's maybe a handful that don't.
Yeah. But I'm kind of excited because again, they're wanting to keep the X-Men series or the X-Men in, and they're wanting to keep the Avengers as its main culmination. So I'm really interested because again, X-Men 97 showed that mutants are, it's not, what are they, segregated? They're not us. We're superhuman, but we're not mutants. You know what I mean? So like, it's a trip, dude. It's a trip. So I was, catching on to that, and then in Deadpool and Wolverine, Wolverine literally says "fuck the Avengers," like you know what I mean, like so like they have animosity. So I'm down to see this X-Men era, and then again, I wonder what storyline
they have to have an Avengers versus X-Men, because I was like that was a big thing back when it came out.
Capcom, right? The Avengers versus
the Capcom game you're thinking about is Capcom versus X-Men.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So I'm interested.
Capcom versus Marvel.
So to see that she's coming back, yeah, it is that, yeah, because you get to pick a couple.
Yeah, you get to pick Venom and.
So, but yeah, I'm down. I mean, I'm interested again to see that happen. Because she was so powerful. Again, we to just get smashed by a rock again, and then she's a Nexus being. Mm-hmm. She's not just and she's an Omega level mutant. You know what I mean? So like. Not just your willy-nilly character, granted, again, MCU's famous for that, like, taking off these, big villains that could be,
play a potential role down the line.
Yeah, and then they're done, you know what I mean? So, we can't put it past, we can't put it past Marvel to do that. And funny that we're talking about that. New episode now on YouTube. Go check out the channel, subscribe, but episode 9 actually we cover about that. They literally, how they one off them, in the comics, of course, they come back. They're reoccurring. They're
there's people that
story arcs, multiple lines of comics that these guys come out.
Like you said, whole arcs develop to these characters.
Yeah,
like. It's just crazy.
So to be funny to be talking about it right now, it just that they one off people. So again, to have Scarlet Witch again, Omega level Nexus being, that should be coming back. I'm excited. Again, they have multiple outings, routes now. They have Agatha as a ghost. Mm-hmm. That was a storyline that she was, a mentor to Scarlet Witch as a ghost. And then now you got doing her, I guess, her son. So maybe they'll, tie into her finding Wanda or something, what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm glad. And I'm with you on that. Like, why not? Like, the people that are mad, like, you know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah, I'm just like, she does her part great. She plays that role really well.
Would you like more of the Russian accent Wanda, or would you like Scarlet Witch, or would you want...
All that reminds me of is, in Wanda, she's like, that accent really comes and goes, doesn't it?
Or the brother too, she's like, well, where's your accent? He's like, well, where's yours? Like, that episode of the Halloween episode,
I'm like, it's difficult to keep an accent sometimes, especially if you're like not used to it. But I'm just like, I would like to see it here and there. But if it's something that it's not going to be like portrayed well, then don't do it.
I kind of like what she did with it in regards to like in her anger, in her moments of like anger, like where it was switching to that like different persona where it wasn't so kind-hearted. That's when it came out.
Yeah.
Like if you remember the movie, right? Mm-hmm. When she was like, floating up with Doctor Strange coming into Carmitage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She had that accent at that time, you know what I mean? But at the Forest, she had her American accent because she was at that time Wanda to, Doctor
she was trying to like be
So I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind like a a switch,
flip,
a little switch. Like, oh, she better get. As soon as you catch that Russian accent, be like, oh, it's about to go down. Like,
somebody made her mad.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, so I'm down for that.
I still like that hard ass line. She's like, when was it in Endgame? And she's like, you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. I still love that,
dude. Cold blooded, bro. Like, here's your wound. here's some alcohol.
it was just like, damn.
You took that moment from her in a way, like, you know what I mean? Like, that moment was just washed away. But yeah, dude, that was a cold line. But dude, that was it. That was a moment he knew he was done. Like, there was that rain fire. Like,
when she was holding him,
done. He knew exactly what was about to come. Like,
yes.
It was so upsetting. But yeah, that is my news. You got any more pieces of news that we might need to cover?
I do not think so. Let me double check. Let me see. Hold on.
As you're looking, I got one more. James Gunn confirmed that Peacemaker Season 2 is now completely wrapped. But for these characters, and he lists name of characters. So I'm assuming John Cena still has parts, all that stuff. But yes, it's coming out 2025, later in the year.
August 2025.
That was it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right here.
Nice. Okay.
I from what I'm reading, who's Joseph Quinn again? He's part of the Fantastic Four.
That's the brother.
Oh, apparently he says wraps up the Fantastic Four is wrapping up filming in like 2 weeks.
No way.
So we'll have to see.
So guys, that was right in some news that I saw. I don't even think I have. Oh, right here. Yep. So take this with a grain of salt. They're saying that Galactus is now going to be the main protagonist, of course, of the first steps. But the purpose of Galactus is he can travel the multiverse, and he is in search for lost artifacts, which are the 10 rings and the bangles from Mrs. Marvel. Since they're apparently so old, way older than they think they are. Apparently, that is what is carrying him into our multiverse or whatever that was.
Okay.
So a rumor. Take that again with a grain of salt. Nothing is for certain on that specific rumor, but yeah, it was pretty interesting.
We'll have to see.
So yeah, what's going on, Tiffany?
Hey, Tiffany.
Welcome on in. We were just about to talk our anime. We were covering our last bit of news, which was Galactus. Mm-hmm. So Galactus took Kang's spot, in other words.
Yeah.
I'm hearing different rumors on that as well. That Doctor Doom is going to be the one that ends the Council of Kings, or something like that. So
I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
I mean, again,
but I do kind of like what the theory of Galactus coming in from multiverse, because then also when the 10 rings are like, oh, it's sending a beacon, it's calling to something. It technically could be like Galactus being called over.
Or he's pinging them like a phone, you know what I mean? Or
so
watch,
I'm like, okay, we could do this.
I'm down. So again, Galactus, again, we have a rumor of that Silver Surfer. So I mean, the female Silver Surfer.
If you have Galactus, you almost always have to have a surfer.
No way.
Because he's Silver Surfer is the herald of Galactus. So.
Okay, interesting. All right, so that is it. So we are into our anime. That way we can have a good, nice discussion about it. Didn't get too much into it, unfortunately, but again, life happens. I'm getting better at watching shows, so gonna jump right in. The anime we are covering is, if you want to show that badass cover,
we finally got to it.
Claymore. That's
there we go.
I'll take it into the next step. Claymore, yeah, that's dope. So pretty dope anime. Again, I don't read the manga, so who is it created by the way?
Art and story. I'm gonna probably butcher the name, so sorry. But Norihiro Yagi.
Okay.
Yeah, but overall, it was. This is a long time for him to watch, but for me, it's revisiting something that
brought you into this stuff.
Yeah, like it showed me the darker side of manga and anime, because
it's not all sunshines and rainbows over here in these cartoons, son.
not everybody lives. No, because I'm just like, I remember
she's heard great things. Tiffany said, "Awesome,
it is amazing. Anime is good, but the ending is just like they drag it so bad."
He actually said, I don't know if you caught it, Tiffany. What was it that would be one of the good ones that
to come back to?
No. Who's the studio that did Demon Slayer?
Ufotable.
That it would be one that you would want.
Yes, Ufotable could have their hands on that. That would be happy with it.
That'd be dope.
I mean, I don't need them to do as crazy good as they did with Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer right now,
that's top tier.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because again, some of the fight scenes, like on Act 2 or whatever, or the episode 2, was pretty good. So to see that in a more different style, it would be pretty dope to see. So yeah, it is top tier. Literally, it shows you what you can do with $1 million budget.
Anime belongs up here. I don't mind if they drop it here, maybe even here, but as long as I get the whole thing, I'm happy. Don't go lower.
Don't go lower. Bye. But so I'm pretty stoked. So to first, like what we were talking about, first thing first, like right off the rip, gore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just first episode, no fear, like, demon or, Claymore eating this, not Claymore, Yoma eating this person. And it was just like, holy crap. Like, they look so really, Muzan's entrance. Oh,
dude, I got so mad because Muzan's entrance was amazing. But people were so upset. They're like, it's a legit 3 minutes of just him walking. I was like, do you not see the freaking detail in this anime right now?
But it goes back to, you've waited X amount of seasons for this guy. This guy is the guy. Like, yes. You better have a 3-minute intro for a guy that's
imagine how upset you would be if he just walked in and everything just started.
Yeah, straight up. Exactly.
Like, he just
came in, killed the guy, like, what the heck? Who is this?
Why'd that happen? It happened so fast. Like, you're going to be upset either way. But, yeah.
Oh, she's going to start reading the manga. Heck yeah.
I would definitely recommend it. The manga
I'm excited. Keep in tune then. Yeah, because we're going to cover it throughout this series. This is what we'll go through. Today's 1 through 4-ish. I didn't get all the way through episode 4.
1 through 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. There we go. And so, I'm pretty excited. Right off the rip, gore. He told me about it. Like, I wasn't prepared. Again, he told me this is a darker one. And then I was like, got it. All right, this is where we're at.
It's kind of like when Akame got killed the first time I showed you and you saw it, and you're like, yo. And I was like, yeah, I told you. It's not something that is like, oh, you can just...
like a Naruto's theme song.
It's not like that. It's a darker hit. And it is so good. Look, let me put it. Tiffany, I'm glad we could get you on that. You're technically my third person to do this with, because I showed the anime to my wife. She loved it so much, I got her the whole box set. So I have the whole thing, all 24 volumes on top of it.
It was legit.
It's amazing. But I got the box set. She read it all within a month. Her coworker fell in love with it, read it within a month, and now as a recommendation, you're reading it. Hopefully, we'll be like, tell us how fast you read it, but it's an amazing. And then the what I love too, especially with certain things like this, is this artwork is amazing on the cover. Cover work is almost always good, but you can see throughout the progression that he actually starts getting more. Because like the Yoma and stuff, some of them look generic. They don't change too much. As you go later, certain things start changing a bit more. The people like I was discussing with my wife too. I was like, what I like about it is they're all generic. Like all the Claymores. White hair, silver eyes, same outfit, sword. But he changes just enough in the face or the way they present themselves that you could tell they're they're different. He could have made them all basically copy paste.
Yeah.
But it's just he does a really good job with the way he progresses.
I have to look into see if they did that well enough in the anime, because they bring in a second Claymore, and I was that's what I want to discuss as well. But to go right off the rip again, this tragic backstory of Rocky. You know what I mean? FY, I give my wife a look because, like, interesting. He's like Rocky, and I was like, Rocky spelled with Raky or Raki, and I was like, and she's like, no, we named our first son after an anime. We're not going there again.
Okay, she says that now. Wait until later. We'll discuss that again later.
Maybe a middle name. Maybe she'll pass it for a middle name.
Yeah, maybe middle name.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, Rocky. I was like, that's pretty dope. I wouldn't have. In my head, wouldn't have not spelled it that way.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. Because you're thinking like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not thinking Raky.
Raki. So I was like, that's freaking dope. So then, this guy, to be as optimistic as he is, you know what I mean? Like, for the tragedy that he went through, like, again, these backstories I wasn't ready for, man. Like, it was like, at least some gleaming sunshine. So he's the only sunshine right now.
No, for real,
He's the only sunshine. So, mom and dad die. He just got done telling them that they died. And then you go to the house, the brother is the one that just, killed the grandpa.
Was it the grandpa or was the uncle?
It was uncle. I thought it was the grandpa.
So, I was like, did they change that?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not too much of a stretch for them to change it.
Okay. So, to just find out that his brother was, one of these things. So interesting. I'm interested in the story, the lore, Yomas, being able to portray people. I like the fact that these claymores are the only ones that can detect them, you know what I mean? Like, essentially, being half one. This is what I need some help on. I don't know if I missed it somewhere. They choose to then turn into claymores and not a monster, or am I going to find that out later?
You'll find more out later, but they are claymores. The moment they take in the Yoma's blood and flesh, they are a claymore. But later on, you'll start seeing. They'll explain more in detail about the power. I think
I was coming around there because the fourth episode is Claire's awakening.
Yeah.
And it shows her and the Yoma eyes and stuff like that. So interesting. So okay. But yeah, it was just she was a real brief with it. Just kind of again he loses his brother. She smelt the Yoma on the brother. That's how she kills the brother in the end. Chops out both arms, then kills him. Like, so not only slowly, and then it didn't help that homie's memories were being, brought into the mix at the time. And then she kills the brother. Homie's just going through it right now. Just literally the poor kid.
Lost all his family.
like that. Done. Gone. And then what was messed up, what was even furtherly, like, again, just kicking the groin to kick the kid out of the city, man. Like, please tell me, like, so is there more detail? Because that's all they did was they just like, hey, his brother was one. He might be one. Like, that's so crazy, dude. Like,
that's legit how they are. Because
is it like a virus to them? Like,
it's a bit of like a mental thing because they're just like Yomas are able, like, as you saw with the brother, somebody you grew up with, you can't distinguish it. You were never sure if you're talking to a Yoma or not. So for them to be like, your family was one, your family got eaten by one, your brother was one, Claymore came and killed you. How are we sure you're not, like, you what if the Claymore messed up? You could be one now.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're in their head. They're like, no, let's just keep you away from us.
And the way they showed it, I don't know if it showed it in the manga, like, kicked him out, like, literally kicked him out, like, the tumbled down this hill of sand, like, you know what I mean? I was just like, good God. In the desert, getting hit with sand, like, you know what I mean? So, get saved, that's where it showed he was at. Is that what they showed there?
No, I'm like, that's what I was trying to remember real quick.
Because he was in, like, dunes, like some sand dunes or whatever. Like, I'm not kidding, Timothy. Like, they were like on a hill, and here's the city line, and they kicked him out. Like, they rolled him down the hill.
I do remember that in the anime, but I don't remember it being in the manga.
Interesting. They wanted. I guess that's their dark humor. If you want to say anything, it's their dark humor. Like,
yeah, no, I don't see it in here. They probably just did it for
for effects.
But I mean, it does show what I do appreciate about that, and then it does show the like animosity and the uneasiness they have against the Yoma.
Yeah. And so I the way I kind of seen it as we love that dark humor.
Get the fuck out.
I was laughing at the last one. Loving that dark humor. Exactly. That might have been it.
Yeah.
What'd be funny is he rolls down the hill too.
How about we just kick him out to show that we kicked him out? Yeah, let's go.
We gave him the legit boot.
Oh yeah, by the way, here's your boots. Just hit him in the face while he's rolling.
Or he's done rolling and they tumble down. Oh man,
that'd be messed up, but it would have been hilarious.
So I was again, this didn't lighten up at all.
Oh no,
it just got darker. So kick homie out, and then I was like, okay, he seems like he's got a legit backstory to like turn either a villain or
his villain arc begins.
He could be a villain or he's gonna be an amazing hero. So one of the two. So or he's the side guy still. Like, I don't know. So to see Claymore come and help him out, like bring him to the city, saved his life or whatever.
Yeah. Because at that point, was he traveling on his own?
Yeah. On his own, and then like within his last vision, he saw homegirl, not revealed at this time, still just a Claymore.
Yeah,
and then at this is when he starts realizing, no, even before his kindness was, he was following her. He wasn't afraid, and she even asked him, "Do you not fear me, boy?" You know what I mean? Like, so.
I can't wait for you to get to later episodes now.
Oh, really? To remember that line? Is that why?
Well, yeah, because it's
genuinely, she's cold hearted the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
like she's showing him, like, "Yo, chill out." Like, I don't take this gesture too into it. It's at face value. You know what I mean? Like, so. I appreciate her honesty at least. What I mean? Like, she's like,
Tiffany said, "Why am I over here?" Because it's funny.
Dark humor has its place. So I'm guessing that's what I'm gonna get. Like, I'm gonna have to see the humor in the darkness. Like,
and Rocky happens to be it.
So, well, then we that's where I'm at. He's like trying to now figure out what a Claymore is in his eyes because everyone shuns Claymores. So they're afraid. They talk mad stuff. So they're just as segregated as these Yomas or whatever. So it's interesting. Literally, as she's coming into the city to kill her brother, everybody's like talking mad mess. You know what I mean? Like. About her as she's coming to save them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they're known as silver-eyed witches.
Yeah, witches, what I mean? Was that censored or was that?
No, that's silver-eyed witches. Yeah.
So I was like, did they hold back on that for me?
Okay, cool. It's silver-eyed, which is what I like. Truly am like, dang, that's a cool thing because every one of their eyes have that silver sheen to it.
And they're female. So all Claymores are female.
All Claymores are female.
Which is cool. I need to find Morgan, the lore on that. Or I think, again, you said it will be explained later.
More explains as it goes, yeah.
We get that. And then, she's still, like, shunning the boy. You find out, interesting facts about the Claymore. Like, they don't have to eat as often, sleep as often, But she, like, walked 39 hours or something like that. Was, like, so she's just going to snooze. So, interesting stuff. She couldn't, then, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. Then we find out, he's gets called out of the city to go meet a Claymore, and he thought it was homegirl Claire, and so he goes. This
is before they're officially together. Yeah.
So I'm still in episode 2. I'm actually on track. I'm not jumping parts. And
because on episode
the bridge part,
is it like a time, like a backflash or something?
No, not yet.
Because when he's passing out in the desert and he sees a Claymore, he wakes up in the hotel or whatever, and that's when he's like, oh, like I need to go find her, and like somebody's like, oh, Claymore called you over to the woods or whatever.
Ah, my fault. So I did miss that. Okay, so
it just jumped around a little bit.
Yeah. So he went, and then that's when homegirl, ended up still taking out this Yoma, and it was again sick way. I mean, like literally got rid of the sword, like again, and that's where I see Ufotable, doing some, these little like fast moments where they're like battling or whatever.
Yeah,
I think they could do some sick, fight scenes with what they have, and so some winches, exactly. I was thinking with other letters, and so they she takes out and then takes the hit, and then I'm assuming the Yoma's powers is what it gives her the ability to heal as fast as she does, right? Okay, so of course not human power, but it's not also super human.
Yeah, she is part
Yoma.
Monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Yomas can live after an attack. This is one question of mine. Like if they were to get stabbed and then like not in a vital area,
if they just get stabbed, unless they're like cut in half or their heads chopped off, they're like they could normally live. Like they could even lose a limb.
I was about to say, because that's where we're at on right now. She attacked a Yoma in the eye, and she was looking for a damaged eye because they cannot replace the eye.
Yeah.
So I was like,
they can't replace limbs. They can live, but they can't like regrow them at all.
Okay, so interesting. So then they finally pair up. She ends up being, I guess, his cook because she gets a black card. So help me out with this. This is where I get, I got a little lost.
Okay.
So this dark figure comes that, finds out she has, some type of, guy with her.
Her little pet.
Yeah. And she spoke of this being about, coming and collecting pay, after their job is done. I love their, I like their monologue that they have to spill, you know what I mean? If I die, you
don't have to pay anything.
So it's a little spill. Cold-hearted,
it's like if the job's done, a man in black will come and collect the money, and if you don't pay,
I don't know yet. So there's okay. So then you get me all excited, bro. It makes me want to watch it. And so I got like for us,
you're over here just taking it out. Let me review and watch at the same time.
But no. Episode 8 does not on air because of freaking copyright issues.
What was that? The Fate Stay Night one?
The Fate Zero. Yeah, it was the Fate Zero episode. Man. So upsetting, guys. FYI, YouTube channel again, The Hydeout. Subscribe if you haven't. We're uploading videos, and episode 8 does not able to be up because it was a review reaction video. So yeah, we will not be doing those until further notice. So I figure out, how it works.
How to get around those, yeah.
Exactly.
I think some of them have to do like a watermark thing or like it's almost faded and you have to like do gaps in between instead of watching a whole thing. Yeah,
something. I'll figure it out. Very upsetting. But as I was saying, then I don't remember what I was saying. Lost track. Dang. Where were we at? Cook. Shadow figures. So this black card. They're all given a symbol, and that was, again, it was perfect timing, perfect writing. She talked about the symbol to Rocky. Then from Rocky, she goes to get her new outfit because he was even wondering if she's going to get a new outfit. So it was, like I said, the questions that get answered right afterwards, and then so we get her getting her new outfit. Then that's when so rudely too. Where's my outfit? Chunks it. Yeah, here you go. What do you want? Then we get that card. So flashback. Homegirl is homegirl's person that helped her out, right? Like, am I missing something so far? No, I'm on it. Yeah. So what is her name? Esmeralda? No. It's I couldn't remember. That's why I was trying to remember her friend's name. The other
Elena.
So then this is where I don't know. I think I went to the restroom, and that's where that's why I was like, I think I don't know this part. So then,
you don't know how to pause.
I was letting it roll. My fault, So she ends up meeting Elena. Like they run into each other, but I didn't catch the reasoning of why she was given a black card.
So the way it's explained is Claymore is half Yoma. Mm-hmm. They take in the blood and the flesh of Yoma to become a being half human, half Yoma. You could call on the Yoma's power, which is why sometimes the eyes would go, their normal silver would change to gold. And that's, I think, like 10% of their power. Now, if they use more, their face starts to change, their like features start to change the more Yoma power they have. Everybody has a cap, though. You use so much Yoma power, your body, there's no reversing it. You become a Yoma yourself. So sometimes people in a fight trying to kill a Yoma, they'll be able to kill a Yoma, but they use too much of their power, and now they can't revert back. So
it's kind of like on a power scale. So it's like a 50-50 mix, and that's how they are a Claymore.
Yeah.
And then if they use the Yoma power and like you lose human, you
almost start losing your human will.
Gotcha. So then like if they go into like 80-20 and they don't have the strength to revert back to the 50-50, then okay.
If you want to look at it like that, because they're that 50% of Yoma power, that's all they have. So if they use like 10% of that 50, they're like, they could still fight. But if they get to like that 40%, it's almost impossible to turn back around. They start going further. Now you're going beyond your limits, and it's just like your body is going to physically change. That
at the last part was she wasn't using too much, right? And she was getting overwhelmed by the Yoma power.
She maxed out her Yoma power already, and she started changing into a Yoma, but she was holding it back using her human will, and that's what she gave the black card for. She's like, I want Claire to take me out. The black card is
given by the Claymore themselves.
Yeah, they're like they give it to the guy in black, and they said give it to whatever Claymore they want. They are going to come and kill me. I want this person to kill me.
Wow.
And that's why every Claymore has it in their hilt. Every Claymore has the black card in their hilt of their sword. So when they reach that level, they pop it out and like, yo, it's time. Because every Claymore reaches that point where it all depends on who it is too. Because some people could last years, other people could last months. But every Claymore has their upper limit of, I've used too much power and now I'm starting to change.
So it hasn't been discussed yet, but is Claire pretty deep in age? Because it says that she's mentioned to Rocky that once you stop aging.
That is true. I don't think she's too old. It's not like crazy, like, oh, she's like 60 years old. No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Like she's been around for a little bit, but still, Claire. You'll see more as you go. But there's some stuff I want to say, but I can't.
Got it. No, you're good. You're good. So so we're there. We get she takes out her homegirl, Ellen. Yeah. So I was
the entire time Rocky's crying for her not to, though.
Yeah. Like I think he's empathetic at this moment. Like he has, and that's why I think Claire hates him in a way. Not hates him, but like, don't, because he wants to read the room, but don't read the room because it's that, again, face value. You know what I mean? But
like, this is my job.
Yeah. But again, he felt for homegirl already, and he didn't even meet her yet. Full story. So, but man, dude. Okay, so that is where I got lost. I didn't know who gave the black card. I thought homie was calling to have her kill her friend, and it was just like, damn, like. Not only do we get homie's family just died, like the person that took homegirl in and helped her through all this is now gonna die at the hands of her homegirl. Like I'm just like, again, darkness cloud. Like I was waiting again. The homie's the only little ray of sunshine. He's the little sun bouncing on top of the subtitles. Like that's the only light we got right now.
Claire and Alana were part of the training to be a Claymore together, and they said that they were in so much pain they could only like to help each other. They would just hold each other through the night to help each other sleep. And then now you got to cut off her head. And I was like, damn. That's what I'm saying. I think it's just like the first volume too. Yeah, the ending of the first volume is her
with her sword, right? Yeah. Like, man, dude, like it was insane. So right off the rip, we on part 2 right now. Blackheart. That's literally the name of the episode. And so, again, this organization is ran by is he the president of it, or is he just a courier? You can't tell me that, right?
Rubel?
Is that
the guy in black?
Uh-huh.
His name is Rubel.
Okay.
He's a carrier. He's just like kind of, goes and like, oh, here, this mission over here, this is over there. Here's your clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So then now we're at this town, interesting, that needs saving from a Yoma. It's the Holy City.
Yes.
The Holy City. What's the name of the Holy City? I don't remember.
I am about to check again because I wrote it down, but I didn't bring my dang notebook in here. Of course it wouldn't be right there. It would have to be in here later. There we go. The Holy
City of
Rabona? Is that, yeah. Rabona. Okay. The Holy City of Rabona.
Okay, so we get this city. Doesn't allow claymores in it.
Doesn't allow anything considers unholy.
And so it's a trip again. So then we get this priest that orders Claire, and then to obtain this mission, and even Claire's kind of thrown off because they never done a stealth mission.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's the trip, but again, odds are already stacked against her. Literally, as she goes in, homie lets her know, like, you gotta take these pills. These pills take away your Yoma side. Like, you become essentially a human.
Yeah.
But only as she's taking the pills, she can revert back once she stops taking the pills.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? So, I'm tripping out. Like, she's taking on this mission, and then she can no longer sense them either.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
so you're going in blind.
Oh now. Yeah, now you're gonna understand what a human feels like. You know what I mean?
But I mean, they lose their ability to access their Yoma power entirely. It like kind of suppresses it.
Yeah, suppresses.
But they still have the strength to be able to wield a claymore with one hand, because claymores are giant two-handed weapons.
Yeah, and so that's where I was like, I saw that when she snuck out for the first night. She was, still roof hopping. I was like, oh, well, she still got her abilities. Yeah. You know what I mean? She ain't, just taken away. It's like Rock Lee without a ninjutsu, essentially, So I was like, okay, got it. So go talk to this priest. We're finding out this Claymore is killing within the cathedral. Can't figure it out. She's doing an investigation at this moment. Like, she's finding out that, hey, it's something's happening within the time. Like, now I want this priest that called me. And that was pretty cool too. A little tidbit when she says, he's like, "Who is your God?" She's going for confession or whatever, and then she says her God, and he's like, "Oh, instantly knew."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That was a cool little
code.
detail. Yeah, because he couldn't send out the request for a Claymore because it's a holy city. They won't allow it. So in order for them to do it, he had to send a note to another city, and then that city had to request the Claymore for the holy city. And I was like, dang, so you had to go around just to even get
how
this.
Long, to even make it happen.
Yeah.
So the incognito was pretty cool. Again, reverted, told her, hey, this is what's going on, So just instant, like Robina. No, it was homie's name. Who's your God that you serve? And my God is, and she says, I think homie's name that you just mentioned.
Robana? No, that's after. That's slightly before, I think.
like right there. He's has her hand, and then he's like, "Who's the god you serve?"
Yeah.
And like she says someone's name, and that's who he instantly knows.
Yeah.
But we get that, but again, I'm missing a part, throughout this, portion goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the battle scenes. So she's fighting these guards, and these guards think they got the upper hand, like, you know what I mean? Even me, like when they like the 3 knives got onto her cloak, I was like, oh,
damn,
man.
they got her.
Got her. I was like, and she's taking those pills right now, like son of a gun. And then so next thing you know, like she's going hand in hand with these dudes, and they think it's a guy because he's fast. He's like dodging these things, and so
he has that cloak on.
What's the? Oh man, I forgot the guard's name. There's only one guard that is being mentioned. The other one that hates the Claymores, they haven't said his name. The bigger guard, they said his name. Yeah, the big guard has his name, but yeah. So they're going toe to toe with this Claymore and
Gulk, I think is the bigger dude.
I don't know the younger, cat's name, but so tripping out, they, she gets away from them. Then, another little part that I skipped was they go to their house and they're doing, for Yoma checks.
Yeah,
and they go to her. She's legitimately pills in hand.
Yeah,
walking. They took it, and then when they uncover her, she has the normal eyes.
Her normal eyes again. Yeah.
So again, that was pretty cool. Little again, homie steps in, like tries to play off the whole storyline. Like, hey, get off. Leave my sister alone. Like so. Homie's down. Homie, again, the way he put it, later, gave her, which is on episode 4, like she's shown more kindness to him than any human, has, so understand the passion of like why he's defending her, why he does what he does, so, we get that, that scene, and then later again, we get that another, tussle with them too, you know what I mean? But again, just the training, I guess, that Claymore goes through is a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So
that's crazy.
They had nothing on her, like, you know what I mean? And then so at that second tussle, again, I wouldn't. Again, the fight scenes I would love to see on another level. Like again, how you described your type of like manga that you would write, like different angles. You know what I mean? Like seeing it, from multiple different. That'd be dope. Seeing like a battle of those that nature, and then right as they're fighting that, one more Yoma attack happens, and in the cathedral while they're wondering it's gone, they can't figure it. No, it's not gone. It then attacks Homegirl, and like the 2 guards that are after her chase her down, and they're like, holy crap. So they see the massive Yoma that's there, that's been in hiding, and it's this shows the level again of Claymores to humans was astounding, because again I think he went to like try to hit it with its sword, and the Yoma just like cut the blade in half. Like, no problem. You know what I mean? But as she's telling them, get out of here, they don't listen. They're just in this chick's way, like, just leave. Well, so that happens. Then this is where I get, what we were talking about. She throws a dagger in the eye of the Yoma, and that was what she was I guess what she was missing out of her, investigation, which later on, So she didn't take her pills later. The Yoma gets away. What happened that the Yoma got away? Because she gets stabbed, she gets impaled.
Yeah, she gets impaled.
She falls. She throws the dagger. Oh, more guards are coming.
Yeah, everybody comes in. Yeah,
everybody's starting to come. So the Yoma's taking off. Yeah. So I'm glad. I was like, I'm usually missing details. So you get that, and I like again how this, like, I don't know if you probably see it. What am I talking about? Like semi again political type, episode is, showing like how much they, this city, holds its standards. You shouldn't be, Father Daniels or Father something, like you of all people, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They brought the Archbishop, and they're like, "How dare you?
How dare you
like,
accuse him?"
You know what I mean? Like, and then you bring this witch, into holy grounds, and so craziness again to see this type of like segregation to someone that's willing to risk their life for you. You know what I mean? Like, so she's healed. It's her Claymore abilities help her. The Gawk hooks her up. Homie, little skinny dude, still like, yo, leave her alone, like let her die, like what I mean, like again, just craziness, like what I mean, to see like what they're willing, how they're just like, this person laid their life out for you, and you still have that, just like, oh well, like what I mean, like crazy. It took me back to Itachi's, when he's in the, war, that guard that, he gave water to, and like when he saw his headband was still like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, that's some seriousness. So, waiting for the light moment now. so then, she wakes up, turns out this was what made me laugh. I don't know if it said it in the book. I don't know. Would you have just said 2 days ago that the priest goes the day before yesterday? And I was like, why did you just say 2 days? Like, why asleep for 48 hours?
Yeah, he's like, you've been asleep for 2 days. They just kind of, you've been asleep since the day before yesterday.
I even paused it, dude. I was just like, what? Like,
you're over here. Yesterday and the day before.
That's exactly what I did, dude. I was like, yesterday? I was like, stupid. Like, why do you just say 48 hours? Why do you say 2 days? Like,
oh, man.
Screw your holy city language over here. Like, so, 2 days she's been out cold. Like, so, we get to find out again, she's, I guess, she's still in detective mode after all that. She's still in, like Claymore mode. Like, let's go figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
My job's not done. You know what I mean? And so, calls all those priests, calls all the guards, and she started getting worried when she got down to all the way to the priest that ordered him. You know what I mean? Like, and she just felt like she was missing something. And then come to find out, this Yoma use the corpse, so you learn that they can also use corpses. You know what I mean? Like,
which is crazy, because then it's like you're not expecting that.
Now you're essentially now a dead being now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but again, that's in your repertoire, I guess. You'll always be conscious of now dead people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you take the head? Like, you like?
At that point, just chop off every dead person's head.
Yeah, just make sure he ain't attached.
I mean, they did it with zombies. They buried them face down and whatnot, so that way they
keep crawling down. Go to hell, Bert. Crawl to hell.
That's the other side's problem now.
So, you wanted to wake him up? Go back to daddy. So. It was a trip. So now you get homie getting attacked, Rocky getting hit. But she comes in just in time to take out the Claymore. But I think it got away. I think that's where I'm at. Right around.
Okay, so you didn't finish that episode.
I didn't finish that episode. So right around that part is where I left off.
Yeah.
So, guys. Interesting. Again, he's been waiting for this. I don't know if y'all can see the excitement, guys, but again, these volumes are going to come in handy. I think I'm excited. I think you should bring one every time I tell you what episode I left off on.
Right. I mean, so far I'm caught up with you right here.
Just about.
Yeah, like you left off like right around here-ish. So you're almost done.
Okay. Cool. And like you said, you're already on volume 9, so you're ahead of me 100%.
Dude, I have to read them fast enough to keep up with you, but also fast enough to make sure I have my notes ready for you.
And then you forget your paper.
Yeah, I think it's in the car.
This guy, but yeah. So Claymore, guys, I'm super stoked. So again, they sell the rights to the studio that does the animes, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so they
have the animation rights.
Let's take a look. I want to see who had the animation rights for Claymore.
Who did do the animation for Claymore? Luckily, I have it up already.
Madhouse Studios.
Why is Madhouse?
Was that?
Madhouse had something else, didn't they?
One Punch?
Is it One Punch? I thought Mappa had One Punch.
The director for Claymore was Hiroyuki Tanaka.
Madhouse Studios.
Norihiro Yagi. And the funny, you said Yagi. I think that's their stench, the yogi. That's what they smell like, right? Their aura.
Oh, the Yoma aura.
Yoma aura is yogi.
Yoki.
Yoki. Okay. Yeah. I smell his yoki all over.
Mm-hmm.
I also, to those who might be watching on Facebook, I stayed on Facebook today because legitimately there was some times last week that there was a comment that wasn't coming through and it was very upsetting. But again, so I made sure to have that. Hopefully nobody commented on Twitch. I didn't see anybody on Twitch today. So,
oh, Madhouse does have One Punch. But I think it was only the first season.
First season, right? Yeah. And then it went to Mappa the second, because then you were saying Mappa was overwhelmed with how many animes that they were taking.
They got way too over. They bit off way more than they could chew.
Yeah, I remember that. We had that discussion. So, yeah, guys, if you tune in to the Hydeout, guys, again, on YouTube, I am uploading everything currently. We're on episode 9 of season 2. I think we're like 9 or 12 on season 3 right now, so we're catching up. Slowly but surely, but it's getting there. Enjoy the channel again. Subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Love the follow as well on Facebook, and soon hopefully we'll be streaming to the YouTube platform directly. All in the mix. We'll see what happens. See how it all goes. I was like, we'll see how it goes. Again, a hobby. Hope to be something later. That's what we do here. So again, love the camaraderie. I love being able to, enjoy these animes and Marvel, bringing y'all the news. I am glad that y'all get excited when I bring y'all, the castings and stuff. That's what I hear a lot about, that we, let people know who's being casted. Who's casted on that. So I'm stoked. I don't know, if y'all been following, I always make sure, that the news that we bring y'all is legit, at least.
Oh, yeah, we try.
If at least we don't know, we'll say rumors. So the only one that we failed you on is Norman Reedus. I think that was the legitimate failure on our part, because we said it was confirmed.
Well, because we both got a confirmation thing about it. But then, like, that week after me, I was like, okay, and I think I tried to correct it too with the Andy Serkis, and I was just like,
but which one was now?
Yeah, like which one is true?
So yeah, guys. So we try to bring y'all what's good and what's true. And again, it's pretty cool to see like all these videos that I'm uploading now. I go through them to edit them and stuff, and the stuff that we go through, I'm just like, yo, that ended up coming true. Like, we got that right. Like, we got that one right. Like, you know what I mean? So again, guys, tune in for all things Marvel, anime, DC. It's also, all new to us. Again, if you have different concepts or whatever, give us a holler. We're always open to new ideas. We need to do one of our famous, like maybe not a wing episode again. I don't know if I could do the wings, but again, a special episode, maybe food try or something. So I'm down.
Tara, what's the guy we had on last time?
Tarek? Oh yeah.
He said he'll do the wings.
The wings. I told him myself. I was like, I don't know if my stomach can handle that freaking last one again, man. Like the last dab is rough, guys. I don't think y'all understand. Like the people that handle that well on the show, like 100% are dope. Like,
yeah, they get their props for that.
Yeah. From us, because again, we literally died like both times.
The first time was the worst
because we weren't ready, because it was more. We even like had more on our sauce. We even like accidentally dipped more sauce on it. Oh, guys, yeah. So we'll want to bring out another one of those episodes or something. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for all the support. Again, I think we're done today. I'm gonna call it. We're gonna cover Claymore. Tune in for that. Again, it'll be spoiler heavy if you haven't seen it. But then, like Tiffany, she's gonna go read the mangas.
Shout out.
Yeah, definitely. He's super stoked about that. Another 4 on your board. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like four people.
Yeah, and then me on the anime side. Yeah. So a total of 5. Again, I'm super stoked. So if y'all want to follow, it's Claymore. It's on Crunchyroll. Again, I don't know if it's anywhere else. If you can maybe snag it on YouTube or something.
I was trying to see it on YouTube again. I didn't find it. They might have switched it over because I think
they're getting on it. They're trying to come for all the sites that are
Funimation or not. Well, technically Funimation, but Crunchyroll is like trying to just reel in all their animes again,
and that's where I think where it's at. Because again, they're shutting down all these like anime pirating, sites and stuff. So they're coming hard for them, I guess, because now it's in the forefront of. And in side news, exclamation right before we left, the anime is now the most streamed content, beating sports now.
All right.
So anime is now the most watched thing.
Unite.
Right, straight up. Like, again, y'all, I say you guys, more so me, again, because I watched Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho here and there, Gundam, but it wasn't like my lifestyle. Again, Naruto, I watched it and I remembered it when I was young, when it was like, again, the episode of the Rasengan and like, the hair on his head, like, that was stuck to me. And then, so I decided, it was 2014, and I was just like, man, it's on Netflix. Like, what's up? Like, click, and then that was game over. Like, after that, I was I was living through stuff that I didn't remember. You know what I mean? So, but what I'm getting at is for you guys that you 2007, like you said, we're watching Claymore or you heard about it. Now, finding out that they're on, NBA players, shoes, and actors are, collabing with, these, brands.
So many people like getting on the anime train now, and everybody's like, oh yeah, like I love this one, or this one's my favorite, or like, part of it that annoys me is like it's gotten so big. You have those fakers who would only name the top.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say like I when we talked. Mm-hmm. You knew I was kind of like that, but I admitted it.
You were like fresh to it, so there was a difference compared to somebody who
fakes it, like says, "Oh, Naruto, the guy that could turn Super Saiyan or something like that." You're just like, wait, you're mixing two, like what I mean? Like,
I mean, sometimes that's passable because you're so invested, but you also have like say somebody like like somebody like me or Nathan, where we've watched so much, read so much. Sometimes our lines get crossed because this anime kind of coincides with another anime, and you'll mix up some of the information or the character names. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, that's a little faulty.
As someone that likes anime, what's your favorite? What's one of your go-to questions to find out if they're like true to
if they're legit,
legit or not?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's hard only because I'm just like it's. You have to know something just nuanced enough for them to be like, oh yeah, this anime. But if you could, I mean, to call somebody out, you could be like, who are the big 3? Because most people know the big 3.
Mm-hmm. Who are the big 3? No, but we talked about this.
Most people know the big 3, but now everybody wants to be like, oh, this is the next big 3. Oh, this is the new big 3. And I'm like, no, there's only one big 3, and that was it.
You see multiple Mount Rushmores in America? No, I'm sorry.
No, for real.
Exactly.
But it's either you get him with that, or else you could like, if you're talking about anime and be like, oh, well, have you heard like with you and Naruto? Mm-hmm. You kind of name like, you could kind of give them like, oh, a power set or whatever. Or sometimes my personal favorite, especially with somebody who's pretending to know exactly what it is, you kind of mess up a name in there on purpose. And if they correct you, they're legit. But if they don't, they're like, oh, yeah, that was my, like, I was like, you lying, get the hell out of here.
Koshoshi.
And just like, be like, man, remember when Kakashi killed his whole clan?
And
then you just,
oh, yeah, that was so sick. Like,
get the fuck out of here, liar, fraud. fraud. He's just a fraud.
He's a big phony. He's a big fat phony.
Dude, it just like... and then now people think it's funny to do that kind of stuff where they're like, oh, let's mix up all the characters. Like, freaking Naruto is my favorite Super Saiyan who does like the Bankai. And I'm like, no, you guys are like trying too hard to mess up.
Do this to me.
And now you're just making me mad. If you don't know, just say you don't know.
Trolls.
No, yeah.
I've always wondered. Again, I'm open to telling them. I'm like, yo, like I just got into the mix, like. But I'm pretty glad I've gotten to see some that I, again, wouldn't have probably picked on my own. You know what I mean? A Kame Ga Kill would not have like been one of my first, ones. I mean, Fate Zero would not be one of my first ones. I mean,
I mean, like, Kame Ga and Fate. Well, you might have heard about Fate because Fate's a bit bigger than Kame Ga. But yeah, Kame Ga Kill, you might not have even Claymore. You might not have even heard of.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you would have to have known deep lore, like someone that like watches that sector, of anime, what I mean? Because again, I'm all for, upbeat, little power of will and friendship, what I mean?
Fairy tale.
Yeah. The good guy always wins, man. Like so, death. But I'm glad. We covered some good ones. Some good ones. So far, Kill, Claymore's on the table, Fate Zero. What was another one I liked? Death Note. Death Note was awesome. It was a freaking good, murder mystery thriller type one. So super stoked. Again, guys, cover it all. And I love it. MCU is dope. Again, the animes are going to be our fillers. Join us again, whatever you like to do. I hope we inspire you to at least watch some shows. Maybe even like, click the, Crunchyroll website to even figure out what we're talking about. So we've done our job to, put someone on, as he's done for me. So, but yeah, guys, that is it. I am for sure done this time. So you guys have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, and y'all see y'all next week. Y'all be safe.
Thank you.